Hi there. Today I'm going to be applying Erikson's stage initiative versus guilt. This is the third stage in his stages of psychosocial development, and this occurs between the ages of 4 to 6 years old. In this stage, this is where children are discovering their gender identification. There is some early moral development going on in this stage, and there's learning about self theory and play between peers. And these all have direct implications for how this child develops self-esteem, and their creativity, curiosity, and their risk-taking. As well, there is an active exploratory approach to their environment, engaged through the rest of these factors. So one of the biggest parts of the stage is play. So this is like an increased involvement of interaction with peers, and this brings new perspectives and social acceptance to light. Since they weren't getting this when they were younger, this might like be the first time these kids are enrolled in a school and like are engaging with these peers. So play plays a really huge role in this stage. As well, there's a sense of initiative and purpose that is created through their first initial social environment. As well, there is a sense of moral development. So in Kohlberg's stages of moral development, we're in the pre-conventional stage, and this is when children just accept and believe the rules of authority figures, so like meaning their mother or their father or their parental figure, and then they judge an action based on their consequences. So in this, when a child is punished, it's the child's desire to obey the rules and avoid not being punished. In terms of gender identification, this is when children understand the content of their gender and they kind of appropriate activities to participate in and kind of like what to wear and how to interact with others based on their gender. One thing for me when I was growing up in this stage is I grew up with an older sister that demonstrated a lot of boy sort of qualities. She knew she was a girl, but she really liked doing things like playing in the mud and skateboarding and like things that normally girls that age don't participate in. So I was kind of influenced by her. So I would say with my gender identification, I knew that I was a girl, but I enjoyed more activities like sports and playing on the playground and like running around rather than just like sitting at a table and drawing and like doing and like playing in like the play kitchen and like doing like pretend makeup and dress up. That just kind of wasn't what I was looking for during that kind of age. And I forgot to mention this. So those who are unsuccessful at this stage with their initial like figuring out their gender identification or like having a sense of initiative during play, this can contribute from the parents. The parents can be over controlling and they might be stifled by that. And this is also when children can develop guilt as well. So with this, the parents should be allowing the children to explore within their limits and then support the child's choice, whatever that may be. As well, another developmental stage that occurs in this age is Piaget's pre-operational stage, and this is when children can use symbols to represent words, images, and ideas. And then this is why children in this stage engage in pretend play. Something that I can relate to in this was when I used to, engage in play with a few of my peers and my sisters when I was younger. We kind of would have our own language that we would come up with. So this is kind of like using symbolism because, like the connection, like the two of us would know what we were talking about, but people on the outside probably wouldn't necessarily know what we were talking about. So in a way as well, children at this stage are engaging in egocentrism, meaning that they just focus on themselves and how their actions will impact them rather than others. So for example, if a child was to be getting punished, they would just kind of think about like, oh, well, like I can't be punished, like that would just be on me. But then they're not even really thinking about like how that would affect the parents as much. They just kind of think about themselves in that regard. So a need for a counselor in this stage would, for me, especially when I was younger, as previously in the other videos, it would help me to use initiative in social situations. Because I wasn't always the first one to engage in play, I would let my others come to me about it. And so a counselor would help me to ask questions and assert my presence and taking leadership, because I was also kind of like follow along what my friends would do. I would engage in active listening techniques, understanding that there will be different perspectives, but it's okay to speak up, and finding ways to gain a sense of purpose. And I would be able to practice these skills in environments I would have a sense of control over before transcending them into others.